all the way from Harefields LS9 to Gibton LS8. The test center has finally moved to Colton LS15. The DVSA has officially stated the first driving test from Colton will be conducted on the 28th of April of 2025. The question is how it's going to affect the driving instructors and the learners based in Leeds. Is it going to be like a good thing or a bad thing of a change of the driving test centre? Let's try to dig into it properly. So according to the Yorkshire Evening Post, the redevelopment of Hillcrest House in Harefields would see it turn into 35 flats and studio apartments. This 5-storey 1960s building was occupied by the DVSA and was used as a test centre up until September. Also, the Leeds Harefields Test Centre has a relatively low pass rate compared to other test centres in West Yorkshire and nationally, with the pass rate of only around 34%. So the DVSA says in this letter that it's opening a new test centre in Colton, Leeds, and the first day of testing will be Monday, 28th of April 2025. It also says that the current driving test centre at Fernville Layer Centre will stay open and the tests can be booked at either location. What does it mean? Is it that Leeds gonna have 2 test centres from now? The one in Colton and the previous one? I mean, if it happens, I think that would be a great idea because that's going to open loads of slots for people in Leeds. And of course, we're going to have more examiners, so easy to book the driving test. But it also could mean that the old test centre will stay open until they can kind of wind up the stuff. And then they would finally move to Colton as well. It says some tests will be moved to the new Leeds Colton driving test centre and some will stay at Fernville. So I don't get what they're trying to say with some of the driving tests moving here. Of course, the 28th or onwards. Okay, so if someone books a driving test after 28th, of course they're gonna be booking at this driving test center. But what if someone has already got a test booked? Because few of my students got a test in early May basically. So I'm not sure if it's gonna be done from there or it's gonna be done from here. So that's a bit of a problem, I would say. Continuing the letter, it says you should check your email carefully and ask your pupils to do the same to ensure any changes are noted, of course. And the new DTC is located at 1 Colton Mill, Bullerthorpe Lane, Leeds, LS15 9JN, which is just there, I would say. So 1 Colton Mill, according to the Google map, is like one of these buildings, but I can't have the access to go in because they got the barrier as well. But whatever it is, that's the Bullerthorpe Lane, and you're gonna be exiting from here, and of course you're gonna be entering from here. So this is apparently the new test center. So talking about the new test center, of course it's based in a retail park, which means we're not the only people here. We're gonna be surrounded by loads of offices and stuff. So that means we need to expect a good flow of pedestrians and vehicles, of course. Now, one of the main question is that if the test zone is going to be changed, or it's going to be the same one, or it's going to be a mixture of the old ones and the new ones. So I'm unfamiliar with this at the moment. Now, there's a second part of the letter as well, and it says Andy Wilson, the local driving test manager, he will hold surgeries at Fernville Layer Centre for approved driving instructors and for customers as well. So that means learners can join in the meetings as well, apparently. And it says the details are dates: Tuesday 24th, Wednesday 25th, and Friday 27th of April. Times would be 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Location: Fernville Layer Centre, Squash Court 4. So it's where we normally wait for the driving test. So apparently you can come in between 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. and join the meeting and stuff. It says these sessions are an opportunity for you to speak to the local manager about the new site, share feedback on how can we better support you and your pupil during the transition. It says there's no need to book in advance, simply drop in during the scheduled time, and that's all. Yeah, so there are a few questions that I have in my mind, and of course as a learner you guys might have some question in your mind. So I'm gonna be there on the 24th on Friday, and I will try to kind of ask everything I have in mind. So if you guys have any question regarding anything, just comment below and I would put those questions on that day. So let's say if the driving test is around 40 minutes and traveling on an average speed of 30 miles per hour, we might be traveling around 10 to 15 miles in my opinion. So that means on your regular driving test, you could be driving for about 10 to 15 miles altogether. Of course, it could be up and down, but it's just my guess, I would say. So looking at the new test center, if we know we're traveling for about 40 minutes, we can easily travel like around 10 miles of radius. So if we draw a circle of 10 miles around Colton driving test center, I can see we can easily go back into the old test zones, which was kind of east part of Leeds. But we can also create like new test zones as well on the other side of Leeds. Like I see no problem of us traveling from Colton to, let's say, Garforth. It's very close, I can say it's very close. Or from Colton to Rothwell, or from Colton to, let's say, Kippax. These are a very small town and they're very close to the test center. Or we can travel all the way to Barwick as well, or Scholes. Yeah, so these could be potentially new test zones, I would say. Like I don't see any problem with them. And I can see also some big roads, like I can see the A6 120 next to me. I can see the A63. So that means you're traveling on a higher speed, so you could be potentially drive further ahead from the test center. So I'm going to drive around the test center. I'm going to explore a few things around the test center. I'm going to drive for about like half an hour or whatever, and I'm going to kind of try to show you as well what kind of things you could expect on your new driving test. So the first thing first, we're going to have a mini roundabout, and I can see 3 exits for this mini roundabout, and I can see the one on the left and the right. Third exit, they both are cul-de-sac, so you might not be going there, but you might be just exiting towards the main road. So just double checking, and I'm gonna exit towards the main roundabout. So from this roundabout, you could be going left all the way to Rothwell, or you could be turning right to wherever they want. So I'm gonna turn right. It has 2 exits. The one on the right is the number 2. So I'm gonna mirrors and signal on the first exit. In Colton, we got 2 car parks. We got one on the left side and one on the right side. So I'm gonna enter both of them and see what could they be doing over there. So I'm gonna turn left from the traffic lights into Sainsbury's. We got Sainsbury's, we got Argus, and we got Costa and Starbucks. I think we got 3 to 4 things around here. So you could be performing a bay parking in this kind of car parks around here. Again, if you know how to bay park, you don't need to worry about it. But I'm just gonna explore the car parks and see what would be the easiest one for us. So entering the car park, we got a petrol station as well. So I'm gonna go, no, I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna go at the main thing. So it's just a bend. Okay, this looks a very wide car park. Yeah, this could be one of the car park, I would say, that could be used for the driving test. Yeah, it's very wide, loads of bays, so you could be potentially performing the bay parking around here. I'm just gonna turn around myself and I'm gonna go out. Oh, we got B&M as well. Okay, we don't have only what I said, we got more things as well. So I'm gonna go out from here and I'm gonna go into the other side of the road, and I think that has McDonald's and Subway and KFC and everything there. So it would be right and then left. It says right traffic, prepare for the second signal. That means as soon as I would be turning right, those traffic lights could be red. Because normally when you're turning, oh, it's a filter traffic lights, I just noticed. Okay, yeah, they can go, but I can't go. So I was saying, normally when it's a crossroad or whatever, or a T-junction, and you are turning right from a traffic light, the first set of the traffic lights might not be for you. It might be just a duplicate for these guys. But this belongs to me, because I got the solid white line. I'm going to turn left into the car park. It's just 4 hours free parking. We've got Subway Harvester as well. I'm going to go left into the main side. Quite a small sized mini roundabout, and I'm turning left again. Okay, this feels a bit too narrow to me. This feels a bit too packed. Of course, there's all these franchises, of course, so So this car park could be busier than that one. There's more flow of the traffic around here as well, of course, delivery drivers, kids and everything. I'm gonna go right and exit the car park. I think they might ignore to bring you here because I don't know, it's just a bit too much for a learner, because as a learner we might take a bit more time to do a parking and people might get annoyed, you know what I mean, and delivery drivers and everyone is kind of in a rush to exit. So I'm gonna turn right towards the exit, and it's quite a tight mini roundabout. So I'm gonna kind of go over the marking instead of going too close to the curb on the left side, because you might hit the curb. It says no right turn at peak time. So that means it could get very busy, this part of the road. So I'm gonna go left and then turn right into Colton village, and let's explore some challenges around there. So mirror signal, quite a wide junction, easy, entering a 20 zone. And first warning, we got a mini roundabout. So whenever you're approaching a mini roundabout in a 20 zone, it tends to have less visibility on the right side. So I'm gonna kind of slow down a lot. I'm gonna edge forward a bit, no one coming, and I got the traffic calming with the restriction as well. So in order to do this, I'm gonna go wide early. I'm gonna sit up slightly, and I would try to steer late because I can't see this thing, but I can definitely see this thing. I would know when I'm about to hit this, but I would never know when I'm gonna hit the left one. So I always go a bit wider before turning. And on the next one, I have no priority, but because I can't see nothing coming up, I don't need to reach the given marking, because then the gap between me and the solid pavement would be a bit too less. So I'm gonna go already. Got 2 warning sign coming up. I got one for the roundabout and one for the horses. For horses. So that means we need to expect horse riders around here, because of course it's like kind of at the outer side of city in it, so there could be some horses. Oh yeah, we got a house farm on the left side as well. I'm just gonna go right from the mini roundabout. Again, it's a bit too tight, but I would still try my best to make it out without hitting the thing. But even if I hit a bit of it, it's not a problem, as it's just too narrow. So we have just seen the sign for the horses. So that means we need to expect the horse riders to be just riding along these roads. And of course, when it comes to overtaking a horse, how much gap do we need to provide them? 2 meters. And whenever we are overtaking or we are behind the horse riders, do you think it would be a good option to beat them so they can get to know about our presence? Of course not. Do you think we should kind of rev and quickly go past them because it's better to just go past the horse? Of course we don't do that. And what does the highway code says? Also watch out for the hand signals from the horse riders. Yeah, so no revving, no beeping, be patient, go as wide as we can, and of course drive around 10 miles per hour in order to overtake a horse. And of course, if there are horse riders around the area, for them in order to cross the road, they might need a pedestrian crossing as well. And what is the name of a pedestrian crossing which the horse rider can use? A Pegasus crossing or an equestrian crossing. And how does that work? Of course, I'll let you know a bit, because there's a 40 zone coming up, and it's a dual carriageway, but it got no slip road. So that means I need to pick up my speed straight away. So this could be a bit tricky for the learners. There is a slip road in order to exit, but I have no slip road, so that means I have to zoom out in order to do a 40 miles per hour, so no one slows down for me. I can see a Pegasus crossing over there. You see, it got the zigzag white lines, it got the yellow panel for the pedestrian on a normal height, and it got the yellow panel for the pedestrian, for the horse rider to press the button without dismounting the horse, and it's like about 2 meters above the ground. That is a cool thing, yeah. So I'm gonna I don't need the signal, by the way, because and they're far away and my left lane is empty as well. So I'm gonna move, I'm gonna try to pick the speed as quickly as we can. And I got another challenge, which is a roundabout. It got 3 exits. I don't wanna go into the previous zones for the test. I wanna kind of do a U-turn and come towards Garth and stuff. So I'm gonna mirror signals. The car's far away, and I'm gonna keep the signal on because the roundabout is bang on there. I'm in a 4th gear. I'm slowing down with only brakes. Around now 25ish miles per hour. It's the zone, it's kind of the range for the 2nd gear, and I'm gonna bring the clutch up to the biting point so we can move without jumping the car. I was taking the exit number 4 going all the way back. Colton number 1, Halton Temple News number 2, Crossgate City Centre number 3. I'm checking my left mirrors, put in signal and I'm going to move into the left lane. Moving into the left lane is not a mandatory thing to leave the roundabout. You could even exit to the right side, but because I have the left lane being empty, so why would I use the right lane then? So I'm traveling in a 40 zone. I got a cycle lane next to us without any restriction lines. Taxi is doing a good speed, I would say. Still 40 miles per hour. I'm gonna kind of do some, I was looking at the sat nav and he's braking, so I'm just gonna move to the right lane because he might wanna go into a car park. But he's not indicating. That was a very weird slowing down from the taxi driver. I'm gonna move back. Oh yeah, he is turning left somewhere, yeah. I got a roundabout with 3 exits. Saw park on the left. I couldn't read the straight one goes to Alton and Colton, but that's the right lane, so I'm not in the right lane, so that means I'm not going to Colton and Alton. I'm going to what shall be A63 according to the road signs and road markings. I'm approaching from the lane number 1, so I should be in the lane number 2, which is all the way following the curb. Signal is not necessary because the arrow said I can only go straight. Now I'm gonna go straight from the roundabout, so the left lane is perfectly fine for me to be on. But now the left lane says it only goes left, so if it's safe, I'm gonna check my mirrors, move to the right side. It's gonna be a spiral roundabout. It got loads of lanes. The size is massive. And it's controlled by the traffic lights as well. Okay, the left people should only go left, but we never know. They can sometimes cut you off as well. I'm gonna just follow what to do on a spiral roundabout. Just follow the lanes, that's it. Just follow the lanes as best as you can, and every lane would lead you to a certain destination, as I'm following A63. And the central lines would continue until you're off from the roundabout, so there's almost no confusion in my opinion. Yeah, so we have exited the car park, the test center, and straight away we have found a 40 zone. Like I said, we need to expect ourselves to be driving on high speed zones around here, because last test center, the LS8 and LS9, it was so close to the city center, so most likely 20s and 30s are the only speed zone you might witness, but here you might find more than 40 as well. And I can see the central line is continuing until the roundabout, so I don't need to put the signal. It's obvious where I'm going, and I have entered a 50 zone now. Okay, that's cool. And this road gonna lead me, it's the A63. It's gonna lead me to Garforth. Got the speed camera, warning for pedestrian, because it's still a bit of, I mean, we got houses on the left side despite this being a 50 zone, so there could be kids literally walking next to the road, so that's just a warning to be careful. I'm doing 40, I'm gonna overtake this car, but then the problem is I'm doing 40 now, and he is doing kind of 40 as well. No, sorry, 50. I'm doing 49, he's doing around the same. Okay, I'm not going 50 and I can overtake him. That means he's doing a bit below 50 miles per hour. Now the distance between me and the blue car is not too bad, so I'm gonna try moving back because I got a roundabout coming up and I would be going left towards Garforth. The Garforth sign is with the white background, which means that I'm entering what kind of traffic? Local traffic basically. So I might not be in the dual carriageways and stuff. Okay, I'm gonna check my mirrors, signals, yellow strips, yellow lines mean of course slow down because whatever's coming up. And if I'm gonna see if it's safe, I might be able to make with the third gear. Yeah, there's no one, and I don't need to like drop it all the way to the second gear. Okay, Garforth on the left side, shall be 60 straight ahead. Okay, this is a single carriageway. It's a still 40 zone, so I'm gonna kind of pick it up. It's a bit narrow, but it's a 40. I think it's because, let's see, why is it? Oh, because there's not too many houses, not too residential, I would say. Because the bus stops on the bends, that means it could be a bit difficult for someone to overtake. And we got a double solid line on both sides, which means, of course, every learner should know what does it mean. Of course, it means no one can overtake. And I can see the hatch marking coming up. That means because it's a 40 zone, in order to turn right, you might be provided as what you call a filter lane, so people don't slow down too much behind you. But I think the width of the road is not enough to create a proper filter lane, so you might be just turning right as a normal junction. Houses on right side and no houses on the left side. That's interesting. Okay, so that means that's a country road, so expect yourself that you could be, when you go into Garforth, you could be entering the country roads as well. So if their house is on the right side, that means people could be parked on the road. And if the people are parked on the road, oncoming traffic could be overtaking like this guy, and he could be using your road, so you might have to slow down as well. So meeting traffic could be quite common here. And I would be, despite the road is 40 and it's a bit too tight, I have no problem pulling up on the left side. It's perfectly fine. Going into 30, I have checked my mirrors, dropped my speed, and because the lights are red, so I'm just gonna wait a bit more, and instead of going to third gear, I'm just gonna drop it to second, and it says keep clear before the solid white line. I think the keep clear is for this, but I'm not sure if it's in use anymore. So I think there should not be any problem to stop on the keep clear, but why to do it? It's always just better to follow the sign in the proper way. So I'm gonna go left from here, and let's explore a bit of, well, it says according to GPS, the Garforth is like deep down is the city center and everything, but I'm gonna go left towards wherever it takes us. It's a bit sharp bend. The traffic lights are red, but they don't belong to us because there's no white solid line. So that is what we should not get confused about. I'm just gonna follow my marking. Wherever it takes, I would go there. It says, that's confusing, it's going to the right, so I'm bending towards the right side. Got two warning signs. The main one is horses again, and I can see a tunnel with only one vehicle gap, so that means who goes first? Whoever's closer. But according to sign, I have to give them way. But if there was no sign, then whoever's closer would go first. And I can see a national speed limit sign, and I got no pavements on the side. Well, this side has no pavement, that got the pavement, but soon I can see there's no pavement, so that's a country road. So what's the national speed limit on a country road? At 60, of course. And I can see a continuous hazard line, so that means I might not be able to hit 60 miles per hour, but I'll do whatever I can do safely. I'm doing 50 miles per hour. I don't know, I can't see it, it's too hilly, so I'm gonna ease off my accelerator, and nothing is too close to me behind. My car could skid according to the signs over there. And one nothing going, again, too many signs for horses. Warning for a sharp bend, warning for double bend. I'm not gonna use too much brakes, I'm just gonna ease off my accelerator, and that's it. So apparently this, okay, what's coming up? Single track road, that means it's gonna get quite narrow, so I'm gonna just ease off my gas pedal because I'm unfamiliar with the road and stuff. I'm gonna slow down until I can see, okay, it's traffic calming again. Why is it? It's a bridge, and only one vehicle can fit on this bridge. Once I've gone past it, I'm gonna speed up again. Position is good. Few of the most, I think one of your biggest challenge on a country road could be maintaining your position, because it is too narrow that you could be swerving on one side or the other side basically. Yeah, it's a lovely road. It's easy, I would say. Yeah, it's just country road, and it's gonna lead me to Barwick basically, which is again a very small village, very easy. Must be 20 zones all over, and that's all. So country roads, appropriate speed would be the best option. Speed is never the target, as you know. You would always choose the speed depending on the situation. I'm doing 40 miles per hour in a 60 zone because I can't see nothing. Now I can see more, so I'm going to speed up about 50 miles per hour, and I can't see much, so I'm going to ease off my accelerator. Everything is fine behind me. I'm looking at the mirrors consistently so I don't mess up my positioning. Yeah, some of the most important things to worry about on the country roads for a learner is, of course, the positioning of the car and a good speed as well, because sometimes you could get scared and do a bit too low speed when it was not needed. So that's one of the things. I'm doing 40 miles per hour. It has dropped to 40 miles per hour. That means we could be getting closer to some town or whatever basically, because it goes straight away into 20. So that means I need to drop my speed from 40 to all the way below 20 before 20. That's a good drop, I would say. People might get annoyed, but it is what it is. I'm following the highway code here. Humps for 350 yards. I'm doing 20 miles per hour. Now I could struggle to keep myself around 20 miles per hour because I just came back from like a 50, 60 miles per hour road. So this could be one of the things. As a learner or as any driver, I think it's quite difficult to do a very, very low speed after you just came back from a very, very high speed. is showing I'm doing 17, but I'm doing 20, so it's always a bit up and down. It's mostly not very accurate. I got a warning sign for a sharp bend and a junction on the right side. Of course, I'm on the main road, but still I need to worry about just in case. So I'm gonna drop it back in a second. Not gonna slow down much because I don't even need to worry much about it. And people are chilling in the sun, of course. Oh, we got a giveaway. I'm turning left. It takes me to Scholes and Leeds, according to that sign over there. It's still a 20 zone. So whenever you're driving in a 20 zone, most likely your biggest challenge could be meeting traffic, I would say, because 20 zone and maximum this wide. So of course it's quite residential. It could be quite residential. That means expect loads of vehicles to be parked on the road, and of course meeting traffic consistently. That's the biggest challenge on a 20 zone, I would say. And it's going back into 40. That means we are just exiting Barwick. So I'm not gonna get excited and speed up already. I'm gonna go past the 40 sign, and I can see we're entering a 40 zone again. So it's a 40, but I would see what can I do. It's consistently sharp bends. I'm doing about 35 miles per hour. The visibility is clear, so I'm gonna go slightly more high on the speed. Okay, so it's not bad, I would say. These are very easy country. Like people, when they do the test in Horsford, I think those country roads are a bit more narrow and a bit more challenging than these ones. These are like so easy, I would say. Like I think if they bring it from Colton to Barwick, I mean, what we have witnessed just country road at the moment, almost no roundabout until now. Okay, still a 40 zone. I'm not gonna speed up too much. I'm literally around 40 miles per hour. So instead of braking around the bend, I'm just easing my accelerator already, so the car can kind of slow down, do what I want. And if I still would need the brake, I would of course press it. And we're entering a 30 zone, and this is Scholes. And I want to go back towards, I'm turning left, I'm going to go back towards the Leeds side. So you can turn left after the island or before the island. Cool, so I'm in Scholes, just a 40 zone, easy straight stretch of the road. The only problem is the parked vehicle, so you might have to come in and go out again and again. But apart from that, I don't see anything else. It's just literally straight stretch of the road and nothing else. A bit bumpy, so you might not be able to hit properly 40 miles per hour, but of course it's all reading in between the lines. So we got a roundabout coming up, and I can see 3 exits. The one on the right goes to Harrogate, Wetherby and Ring Road, and the left towards Ring Road, A6 120. So I'm turning left into first exit. By the way, it's another set of Pegasus crossings, so that means there could be loads of post riders and stuff like that here. Entering a 50 zone, there's no one, so no need to drop back into second gear. Just gonna pick it up with the third gear. And it's a 40 zone, so I'm gonna push my foot all the way down and straight away into 5th gear. So this is the new Ring Road. It was built just like a couple of years ago, I think, nothing else. The sign says no parking, no stopping throughout the road. This ring road is not a perfect ring road, as it doesn't form a closed loop, but it serves as a major route around the perimeter of the city. I'm gonna kind of overtake him, but the thing is, he's doing 50 miles per hour, won't be able to go across it. This road uses different number along its length, including section of the A6 110, A6 47 and also A6 120. Got another roundabout coming up. We got 3 exits. The left is a dead end. I'm just going straight towards Springs, the shopping centre, and from there I'll try moving back towards the test centre. I'm kind of easing off my accelerator so I don't need to brake too much. I'm trying to let the car drop its speed around 30-ish miles per hour, braking a bit around the hazard line. I'm going to go into third gear, clutch up till the biting point. We're entering a 40 zone, by the way, as well. There's literally no one. One last check, and I'm just following my lane properly, and that's all. Again, the sign says no stopping, no parking. So from this roundabout, I'm going straight again into second exit. No, this roundabout, the first exit is straight ahead. So I'm going straight into first exit. Empty roundabout. This car park, I mean, Spring could be one of the... So I think Spring could be the place where they might bring you in to do some parking and stuff like that. I'm gonna speed up tiny bit more. Got another roundabout coming off. They used to have a sign here, but I think they have taken out. I'm going... The left goes into M1, the motorways. I'm not going there. I'm just following... Okay, so this roundabout, I don't get it. So the first exit would be the M1s, and then I think it just takes you on its own towards the left side. So I need to just follow my lanes properly, do not swerve over the lanes. Oh, okay, so it's not a roundabout anymore. Oh, that's why they have taken off the sign. Okay, I get it now. So this 2 lanes coming up, both of them are going right. I think we cannot go anywhere else but where we're supposed to go, and that's it. It got a sign on the left side with the pedestrian. It means that you cannot walk along that road. Loads of time when people are turning right, I mean steering right, they might go over the line like this because they don't follow the curb. So always stay closer to the curb so the bum of the car doesn't hangs over the central line. 40 zone again. I'm gonna start planning for whatever comes up ahead when the central line start turning into the hazard line. We got a roundabout coming up, but I'm not gonna do anything right now because it might be too early. I'm turning right into third exit. The left only goes left. And this, look at the size of the sign, it's definitely gonna be spiral roundabout. I'm gonna go towards Colton, B6900, B6902. Okay. For roundabouts with multiple lanes, pay close attention to the road markings and sign to choose the correct lane for your exit. When doing a spiral roundabout, you would see every lane spiral outwards from the center, with each lane designated for a specific exit. Indicating you're going straight. I mean, you're just following the lane, nothing else. And these lads, these people are supposed to go just out towards motorway. So I'm gonna check my mirrors, and without any problem, I'm moving into the far left lane of the roundabout. Before entering the spiral roundabout, make sure to know the lane you need to be in for your intended exit. Look for the road markings and signs that indicate which lane leads to your destination. You're a bit late, so I can go a bit closer to the curb so the car doesn't swerve over the central line. No need to signal because the lanes are just continuing cross gates, Halton, Temple, New Zoo. I'm going back to the test center, which is in Colton. According to the sign, the Colton exit is the number 1. 4 lanes according to the sign. The left one is going to Colton, so I can just turn off my signal. It's not a problem at all. Yeah, spiral roundabouts are kind of big and confusing, but once you know how to do them, they're very easy because all you need to do is follow the correct lane, and that's it. Because technically they're most likely they're gonna be controlled by the traffic light, so you don't need to worry about making a judgment in order to enter the roundabout. So that cannot go wrong. I would say the only problem you might suffer would be choosing the lane and stuff. And because we're in a 40 zone, so we would tend to have less red lights than the other people. So the lights are green, but if you notice, it's a very unexpected giveaway. Like, you're not expecting a giveaway after the traffic light, straight away after the roundabout has been done. Entering a 30 zone, back to the Colton area. Traffic lights are working, but they cannot be seen because of those louvers. I think louvers it they're called? Louvers, yeah. It's just to make sure that we don't get confused with the other side of the traffic lights. So the last roundabout of the day, I mean not the last one, you would have to do 2 roundabouts to enter the car park. First, of course, left into first exit, and then of course the mini roundabout, so there's no need to speed up straight away after exiting this roundabout. And of course a mini roundabout with cul-de-sac, and then the main, they all are kind of dead ends. Perfect. So that's it for today. Just gonna pull up on the right side. Yeah, so this is the test center. So apparently you would be just entering left, but it's controlled by the barrier, so we cannot do nothing. So I will try posting more videos after we have had the meeting with the driving examiners, I mean the manager at the DVSA, and we will see what to do next.